It's wonderful to see you again, especially for this movie. I absolutely adored Ghostlight. I first saw it at um, Sundance back in January and just completely fell in love.
Me
What's
too.
crazy to think about is that this movie didn't exist a year ago. Filmmakers Alex Thompson and Kelly O'Sullivan were supposed to make something else, and then the strikes happened.
Yes.
So they picked up the script that they had, and they got permits and permission from SAG to film, and then they did. What about the script made you want to get on a plane from Manila and then come to suburban Chicago in
I
such a quick
mean,
turnaround?
anything that talks about theater and how it can be transformative is always very exciting to me because it truly is. And I'm a testament to that because theater has been sort of like therapy for me. It really is a way of purging and expelling all whatever negativity I have inside and just let it all out in performances. So and what made it even better with Ghostlight, there's a family that is transformed by the healing power of theater, and I really love that, and I especially fell in love with Rita because it I know how it feels to be really frustrated with your career and failing at it and not getting any roles that give you the security of a job.
Yeah.
And I really felt for her, and I really especially felt for her when she decided to stage a play, stage Romeo and Juliet without even making money from it, just to be able to do something that you love and that you're passionate about. I was really drawn to that.
Uh, when we first meet your character, talk about that tenacity. I mean, your character is yelling at Dan from across the street to like keep it down that he's too loud at his construction zone. It's such an abrupt and like perfect introduction to your character, and one that kind of plays very nicely to the fact that we'll find out that Rita is actually very wise and sweet and very curious underneath that exterior. Um, can you tell me a little bit more about like why Rita was so enticing and then so beyond just that frustration you were initially feeling?
I think it's because when you reach a certain age, Rita, when she reached a certain age, in her mid to late 50s, and she's worked her whole life to do what she really truly loves, but can never achieve it and can never really do it. That
Yeah.
really, it kind of blackens your heart a little bit. And you carry that pain and that angst with you wherever you go. And you wear it almost like a badge. And that's what Rita does. Because to her, everything else is bullshit because she doesn't really get what she wants, and to her, art is the only way to really find your truth as a human being, and that's what she's also fighting for, and that's why she chose Dan, because she saw how fierce he can be, his passion, when he had an altercation with a motorist who almost ran him down the road, and she saw that in him. She saw a fire where he could play, that he can be a very effective actor, and eventually learning that he can actually play Romeo despite the age. And I think that's another beautiful thing about Ghostlight, is that it breaks barriers. Romeo and Juliet is known for young love,
Yeah.
that's what it's known for, young love. But it can also happen to people late in life to just fall in love at first sight and make really foolhardy decisions because of love, and be controlled by love in such a way that you end up doing really foolish things and ultimately deciding to end your life. and
Yeah.
and it's beautiful how Keith's character Dan is able to finally understand what his son did and why his son did that, because he stepped into the shoes of a character that he played who is so far from his normal age. And I think that's so beautiful. And I think it's really genius of Kelly to think of something like that.
Yeah.
So I would never miss an opportunity to work with someone like Kelly and Alex and be in that space of just creativity and being able to make a connection between art and life and making something beautiful out of something very painful and making something funny out of something painful.
Yeah. Yeah. Alex mentioned that you auditioned with monologues from Romeo and Juliet when you were like either in drama school or earlier in your career.
Actually, I there's a big thing that we do in the Philippines for the British Council. So the British Council is like the art component of the British Embassy in the Philippines. And what they
Right.
do is they host speech contests. So you go to a venue, different schools come and they play an excerpt from a Shakespeare play. And when I was in my sophomore year at the University of the Philippines, our my professor chose me to play Juliet to enter in that speech contest with another student at the time who played Romeo, and we rehearsed it. I remember really I was 18 at that time, and I really remember hating Shakespeare because why are the words so deep? I can't
Hard.
understand what they're saying. It was so frustrating, but our professor helped me understand it better, and we won. We won. We won
That's
the top prize for the balcony scene of all scenes, which is in Ghostlight as
yeah.
well, the
Yeah.
balcony scene. So it was like full circle for me to to be able to do that, to do Juliet as a teen and to eventually do Juliet as in my real age now in my 50s. So this is really special. Yeah, it's true. It happened.
That's a really cool full circle moment.
Yeah.
Um, Theater games are such a huge part of this film, and I think anyone who's been in a community theater production or taken a theater class or experienced some sort of being on stage will be able to like recall playing one of these games. How was it like returning to that? And do you have a favorite one?
I think I like the one with the ball. We're tossing the
Yeah,
ball. Yeah, because it's really more about focus. And sometimes when you're in the process of creating or you're in a play, focus is really important because you're with a live audience and you can hear them breathe. You can hear them laugh. You can hear them snide or snicker or any negative reaction. You can also hear all of that. So it really helps you it helps you, focus again. And it was so much fun playing playing with them because Keith is supposed to play someone who's never done theater. And he was the one who knew how to play all the games in real life. In
yeah,
real life. But of course, he had to, act like he didn't know what he was doing. And I found that so funny because most of us actually all of us were theater people. Most of the
yeah,
cast are from Chicago, from Chicagoans. So it was really funny because he was the one facilitating everything and he was really doing it so well. And it's really funny how that's how skilled Keith Kupfer is. That's how good he is at his
yeah,
job. He can play any role. He can really I really believe that he can do anything because he's supposed to play someone who doesn't know theater, but he
yeah.
does know theater is his life basically, but he did it so well and really so authentically and believably and with so much heart. Yeah, the games are so much fun.
The
They were
games are
great.
fun. He told me that like getting in and playing those games actually helped him play, a novice actor better, which I think is really, really cool. Besides yourself, you did mention the all Chicago cast. Um, you can feel the camaraderie and the love and the friendship off of the screen. I've never like experienced anything like that in a theater before. What was it like jumping into that and then being part of it?
You know, usually Cortland when I join a production, especially there in the States, because that's not my it's not my territory. So I would go always on set so nervous, not knowing who to encounter, what are the people gonna be like? Are they going to welcome me? It's really nerve-wracking, but with them, it was just so different. I felt
Yeah.
welcome right away. they were also warm and friendly and nice to me right away. And friendships developed from that. All of them really, we all looked out for each other. They were all also looking out for me because I guess they kind of knew that I was the outsider in the group, and but they really made me feel welcome. And it was so much fun hanging out with them on set and just talking about their theater practices and my own theater practices, what we had in common and the differences between us. But we still worked as a family. And it's true, the chemistry that you see among us, that's real. We
Yeah.
really love each other. We really created a very strong bond with each other.
Well, it's absolutely wonderful to watch. Dolly, thank you so much for sitting down with me. It's been
Thank
an
you.
absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what we're laying down, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications for all of our latest stuff.